Hello guys, my name is Anna and I'm from Ukraine, and I vlog daily to keep you updated on the real-life situation in my country, Ukraine, since the start of this awful war with Russia. If you're new to my channel, go check the videos, and if you like them, please subscribe, because I believe the world needs to know more about Ukraine and more about Russia. We have a separate, professionally prepared and filmed video on Russian cybercrimes. You can check it. I will leave a link at the end of this vlog. But today I want to discuss social media in general and their role in Russian Federation. Well, first of all, I'm a person who considers social media important. Why? We've got acquainted with their help. And now I honestly have a lot of you as my friends in my life. I'm very grateful for that. Many of you tell me I am important in your daily routine. So this is the instrument. Social media is the instrument to learn more. Of course, we don't have to spend all of our time in Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, but at the same time, they are extremely important sources of information. And for people who live in non-democratic conditions, sometimes they can be the only source of trustworthy, real, honest information. I know that many totalitarian, or better say authoritarian countries censor social media. Of course, some censorship is present even in democratic countries. For example, YouTube does not allow my video on Gulag in Soviet myths debunked to be recommended because it's too sensitive for the audience. I don't know. Gulag was a very problematic and sensitive issue, not the video about Gulag. But anyway, some censorship can be present and it can be easily explained. But for example, China does not let its citizens use Google services. Or in the Northern Korea, they don't have internet in general. They have something, a substitute of that, an internal network, but come on, like that is total nonsense, because internet is a free, unlimited network that helps connecting people from different corners of the world. And I think it plays an important role in every global process, including Ukrainian resistance against Russian full-scale occupation. So, in Russia, they have their own social media platforms like ВКонтакте, Одноклассники, or something like that. If you'd ask me if I ever tried them, yes, I did, long before 2014. When I was at the university, I guess. Why? Because we were very much influenced by joint media environment and so on. So I had my Facebook account and I had my Одноклассники and ВКонтакте account and so on. Honestly, I have never liked them because the level of general culture, communication, aesthetics is really, really low there. And also these are cloacas of piracy. You can get access to everything. For example, ВКонтакте is a popular network among Russian teenagers, and there you can find everything, starting from videos that advertise you how to commit suicide, and they had serious epidemics of that, and finishing with pornography. And it goes without saying that millions of songs, millions of films are available there without any copyright or royalties to creators. So I think that all of this social media could be forbidden, not just because they are Russian or they spend aggression or something like that, but because they violate all other economic, cultural norms. Now they are not allowed in Ukraine since 2014, and I think this is a good kind of censorship. Why? Because much information about the military was shared there, and it was bad for Ukrainians. Also because this way, like by watching and using the social media, you actually finance the countries that is aggressor against you. And of course, from this political perspective, you know that Russians in return to the reaction of Meta company and others ban many social media. Instagram, for example, they often promise to close YouTube And I think nothing really bad happens if they do it. Why? Because Russian vloggers do not use this platform seriously. And here we approach one of the most important messages that I want to discuss with you that actually made me record this video. I think that social media gives a unique instrument of influence to people who are media literate and who want to share important things. Like it happened with my channel, where I talk about Ukraine, our culture, history, and our present situation. And I'm really grateful for the audience that I have. I honestly want us to be more and more. Why? Because this way more and more people learn about Ukraine. So please subscribe if you're new to the channel. But it is a good instrument to attract attention, to raise awareness, to warn, to learn, to connect, to find support. How many of you learned about Ukraine from social media? How many of you found new friends because of social media? How many of you supported volunteering initiatives, found their place in resilience against Russia with the help of social media? So the fact that Russians do not use social media to oppose Putin, to protest war, once again proves that actually we cannot say that this is a serious tendency within Russian society. All of them could not be persecuted. 140 million people, even like 10%, 1,400,000 people cannot be caught and persecuted for what they do online. But I do not see any Russian online initiatives against war or raising awareness to the crimes of Putin's regime. They simply, some of them very rarely can say that they are dissatisfied with economic situation or mobilization, but they do not use social media as a platform to change their society. And this is tragic because, come on, you can use VPNs, you can create fake accounts, you can do everything. We know that Russians are good hackers, but they don't use this hacking potential to target Russian criminal government, to target Russian military objects. Have you seen like any hackers attacked inside Russia or from outside Russians, even those Russians that live in Georgia now, elsewhere, that they could target a military plant or something, demonstrating that they are against war in Ukraine? No, they don't do it. Same as vloggers. They earn money on Russian war in Ukraine. They try to be liked by many of you, to receive some money, which, by the way, they don't use like us for other projects, but perhaps just for buying stuff or living in that Georgia's and other countries, poor countries that now suffer from floods of Russians who are not against war, but against mobilization. Also, they use social media to spread propaganda and to excuse themselves for the crimes they commit, because once again, with internet you can always find the truth. And if you really want to know what happened in Bucha, you will know, because there is like too much evidence. But if you want to hide your head in the sand, as ostriches do, of course you will follow Russian propagandists on Telegram or elsewhere and choose their narratives to calm your consciousness, if you have it, to calm your consciousness down. And they spread various fakes about Ukrainians to fire up negativity in those Russians who are passive anyway. And I think this tells us a lot, because freedom of internet is really difficult to control. And if we had some serious initiatives, they would fight against this criminal Russian regime. But we observe just the contrary. So my conclusions would be that Russians use social media to share their aggression, negative comments. They always say kill Ukrainians, bomb Ukrainians, burn Ukrainians. That is used for hatred speech. And you know that Facebook or Twitter will ban that, but not Russian internet. It will not ban it. Then they don't use social media to protest against war, against Putin, even against some minor problems inside Russian society, which proves that first, they don't need it. Second, they are not looking for instruments that can help them change anything. So they are not on this way of change. And if you're trying to find something positive in a modern Russian society, don't. it is just your imagination that wants to relax your anxiety, because it's really awful to live on one planet with such a brainwashed and toxic society, but that's what we see right now. And I'm disappointed to say so. Plus, total disrespect of copyright, culture, aesthetics is another sign of Russian social media. And if they close themselves totally down, I don't think anything will change, because they use these platforms, even those that are available for them now, just to spread their narratives and not to learn anything. I often try to learn something from you, from various people from different countries, and it's interesting for me. What do you think in the Philippines? What do you think in Australia? What do you think in Hungary? What do you think in Poland? What do you think in the US? And sometimes it gives me better understanding, and I can change my opinion based on the things that I learn, maybe because I'm not Russian, because I'm Ukrainian, and Ukrainians are quick learners. So I do think that Russian social networks reflect Russian consciousness, Russian worldview, and it is really sad that those instruments that are available, and come on, they can not all go to prison, they cannot all go to death, so they could try and change something, but they don't. Also, I would like to warn you that I never invite you to Telegram and WhatsApp, especially with mistake and weird name of my channel. Be careful of scammers, be careful of trolls. But if you want to follow me on other social media, below this video, in the description of this video, I have links to my Instagram, to my Twitter, and also to my community on Discord. Once again, I'm inviting you to a live stream this Saturday, 8 p.m. Kyiv time. I'm very grateful for the coffees that you buy and that you become my patrons, because this way you help to develop our new projects. And there's so many beautiful things that we want to share with you about Ukraine. Thank you so much for being friends. Slava Ukraini!